is on another program to be repaired. And as customary, you can reach out to me for any concerns you may have. But I believe that the bridge you're speaking about is on the accelerated bridge program, which will start this year.
Member Campbell. Thank you. Thank you, Chairman. No, it can't be one question. Tranquilo. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I want to get some clarity on a few things. Minister, read the Sparks program and the 10 roads for the constituencies. When the estimates for those come above what the allocation is for the constituency, are you saying when you get to Spark 2 that you're going to do the remainder of the roads from the 10, or are you saying that you're going to do a new list?
We're going to do the remainder and add more if the budget allows.
So if the budget doesn't allow, then it's just the remainder?
I don't suspect, based on what we're seeing, that unless there is an anomaly somewhere, most of the roads, if we're going to be doing an average of 7 roads, there may be 1 or 2 constituencies that have extremely long roads. But then we can always think about other programs for that as well. But I don't contemplate that would be a common situation.
Well, it is a reality for us in Eastern Westmoreland because the estimate of the 10 roads is over $1 billion. And as you have said, that it's 200 million that was allocated to the constituency plus an additional sum.
Actually, not over $1 billion.
The 10 of them is in the vicinity because only one of them alone is 175 million.
Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Man.
I accept. 1.02 billion.
My place, sir. Right. So I just want to know if when you get to Spark 2, if we will get an opportunity to look at additional roads or it's just the remainder of those.
Well, we have to always maintain equity. I could never. So as I said, we're gonna do the next part pretty much the same, where we have a base that we give to every constituency, and then we have an equity portion that we deal with. A big part of the challenge as well is the choice of roads that some persons chose. But that's something that I think we can discuss as we're framing the program. We're not gonna frame it without consultation, so we're having consultations with colleagues as to what's the best approach for Spark 2, but the fundamentals will remain the same.
All right, and I want to move to the roads that were damaged by the hurricane. As you would have seen in your travels, that Eastern Westmoreland was severely affected, and that includes the infrastructure, the roads within the constituency. Now, I want to know what is the process to actually repair some of those roads. I have seen where the clearing of the roads where that was done, but I am not sure as to the process for the repair of the roads that were damaged.
Well, the process is that they either are a part of our recovery program, which is gonna come under NARA, or they become a part of our regular road maintenance program. We are identifying roads for our recovery program, but Cabinet will make a decision as to which roads are those. And we are looking at some of the most damaged roads under our routine program through the National Works Agency.
The town of Newmarket, up until recently, was still underwater. And we had to use a bypass through Carmel or through Kilmarnock. Are there any plans to actually repair the bypass road?
Yes.
What is the plan?
We're going to repair the bypass road.
Yeah, man. You need some more detail than that. That's not enough. That's not enough. That's not enough.
So,
these commitments have to come with a timeline or
so
they don't mean much, right?
I have asked the National Works Agency to look at the road, and I have also asked them as minister to do some remedial work as best as possible on the road. We're not be able to do it before in this financial year, as you can imagine. We're in March, so the funds would have been expended, but we're planning to use the budget that we're getting in the new financial year to do some work on that road. And MP Morris has also been advocating for that road as well.
Well, I'm happy to hear that he has been advocating, because it is it is in dire need of attention. Minister Montague, on behalf of the entire Westmoreland, the high percentage of persons without land titles causes people to build more temporary structures because they do not have the security of tenure. And then that puts them at an increased risk, which is what happened with Melissa, that the housing stock was not what we would want it to be. And as of such, we had over 5,000 people in Westmoreland Eastern that lost everything. And as people are trying to rebuild, we don't know when the next weather event will come. So I am essentially trying to find out if we will be able to prioritize Westmoreland to ensure that we can get the land titling to those persons so that in rebuilding, they can build more permanent structures.
Member, thank you. Yes, the situation in Westmoreland has gotten our attention. One of the parishes that have a lot of untitled land. And under the reallocation of funds that I spoke of earlier to do an accelerated land titling program, I'm pleased to tell you that Westmoreland will be getting the large majority of those titles.
Well, I'm happy to hear that because no, I'm happy to hear that. Final question, Minister. In relation to housing, you cover housing too, right? Yes. In relation to housing, what is the update on the housing intervention post Melissa in terms of the modular units, the container units, and those that are supposed to come on board?
Again, member, I wondered when that question was going to come. And I want to thank you. I can count on you. And I also want to thank you for your membership of the Housing Committee within the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. So we want to thank you for your service and your intervention because your interventions are very valuable, and we do take the information you raise at these meetings. We were having some logistics issues. I spoke of it in my opening because the Chinese New Year holidays, we were challenged in getting shipping space. So even the units that were a gift from the government of China got caught up in that. We now have new dates of arrival starting the 9th of March. That's the new projection, going through the rest of March for delivery of the unit. I am aware that the municipal authorities and the Ministry of Labor and Social Security would have done their assessment, and when the data came across to us, because we do have the spatial data management unit, we discovered that some of the data sets were not clean. So they have started a program of cleaning the data sets. And what we found was that you will have more than one person from the same household reporting damage to this one household. So you'd have your multiple counting. So we are clearing that, because what we have been doing is using geotagging. When the MLSS officers go out, they do the geotagging. We also have found clustering, where the geotags are clustered, and when you look at the drone shots, you don't have that clustering. So we are working through to clearing it. But The units are on their way. We have an arrangement with the municipal authorities in the affected parishes to build out the bases to scale. And those contracts and MOUs are about to be signed. And we have expanded the program where we are going to be looking at other areas that have deficiencies in housing. One of them, for example, is to work with the Ministry of Local Government and the Ministry of Health, because within our various public hospitals, you have social cases that are actually resident in the hospital, where you have 9, 10 persons who should not be hospitalized, but there is no space at the infirmary, so they are held at the hospital and they take up valuable space. So one of the things that we will be addressing is to donate some of these units to the infirmaries so that we can move persons out of the public hospitals and free up bed space in the hospitals. We also have a situation where when wards of the state reach 18, by law they have to exit the homes, and some have nowhere to go. And our Minister of Gender Affairs and Culture has been very strong, and the Prime Minister has also made an announcement, and we want to assist in that program as well, to establish what they call a halfway house until these persons who are 18 can find their feet. So yes, the program is on track. We have expanded that. And I know what you want me to say, so I'm going to say it. We're also going to be inviting every member of this house to make a recommendation so that we can erect one of the units in their constituency.
One. At least one.
We're starting with one. one cocoa full basket. You hear what I'm saying? You don't have anywhere to put it. That's what he just said.
Member Burchell.
Thank you. Minister
And I will go
Morgan.
further.
Minister Morgan, speaking specifically to the NAA's rehabilitation program, 19,000 C, thereabout. In the instance of South St. James, which is a landlocked constituency, and following the arrival of Hurricane Melissa, the major access way into the western part of South St. James has been cut off at Spring Mount, which is in east central St. James. And I'm looking through this to see if there's any allocation for Spring Mount, because that has to be rerouted. But in the meantime, the bulk of the traffic now goes through the other minor access routes into the constituency. And the constituency remains locked off significantly because of the condition of the road. So the Roehampton Anchovy to Maroontown Road, the Kempshot through Hampton Road, the Retrieve Main Road, also the Niagara to Montego Bay Main Road has been totally damaged. So right now you have a landlocked constituency that has no good road, not one good road that can get the people in and out of the constituency. I'm asking if under your emergency procurement or whatever process you have, if you will be allocating some money towards the improvement of these roads. You also mentioned 3 bridges that you're looking to prioritize this year. I'm wondering if the Seven Rivers Bridge is one of those, because it is threatening the lives of the residents who live across the road.
Yes, I can confirm that the Over River Bridge is the one that we will be working on in St. James. And also we will be, I don't think we can bring back the Springmount Road. There's money in the budget to create an alternate route around that area. As it relates to the other roads, over the next several months, we will be trying to intervene in as many of them as possible to see how we can improve. It's a factor of funding, there are many areas within the West that require significant intervention, and we're trying as best as possible with the funds we have to address the ones that we need to address.
Yeah, but in a case where a whole constituency, because Springmount has been cut off, we don't have one decent access way.
Work is gonna start on the Springmount bypass urgently. That's what I'm saying to you. So we're gonna restore access through that area.
Through Springmount?
we're gonna find a bypass for it.
All right.
Ready for me? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
There's no reason to come to.
I'm afraid if I ask you the question, because you will take you out for me, you know. But may I have to ask you, see,
Only my friends can.
I'm vindictive. I not get the road after today, but may I go ask today. Minister, I just wanted to know about the, I have some questions re the Spark program, and you know I've had some difficulties re Spark. One of them for me at this particular time relates to the relationship between NWC, Spark, the consultant who designed the projects, and the NWA, right? And what is the arrangement made when the design of in the design stages of the project to determine whether or not pipes are going to be repaired or replaced? When is that established? Is it established after the project has commenced? Because I have a situation now where the project has commenced and has to be stalled because it is very evident that the pipes need to be replaced. So I want to know what is the established protocol so that as MPs we're able to tell our people definitively, and this would help too if we had the scope of works. Because if we had the scope of works, then we could tell our constituents that we're expecting not only that we're going to get a better road surface and better drainage, but their water supply will not be affected. I just want to add to that in one case that I have now, there was water going to the area before the road was repaired. Having been repaired, there's no water to that section of the area, right? So I want to know now who is responsible, because now you have to go dig up back the bare road where you just fixed, you go fix back the pipe. And I'm bringing it here not because I did not bring it to the local level or to the manager you're now speaking with or to the persons who have responsibility, but I'm bringing it here because I am not seeming to be getting anywhere, and I need to know how that will be addressed. That's number one. Number two, Minister, I want to have an idea from you. What is the average cost on the Spark of rehabilitating a roadway? And I'm asking that against the backdrop not of pipe laying, not of drainage, but specifically about an average roadway in our country parts of about 16 feet wide. What is it per, now I'm giving you the questions, Minister, you can just answer them when you're done. What is it per kilometer to do a one road, a kilometer of asphalted concrete in one of these communities on the Spark? I would like to know. I'd also like to know the breakaway that we have been speaking about for 2 years, which was deemed an emergency. That is the one leading from Bogwalk up to Riversdale, where we have had loss of life there before. And if we are going to be continuing, there's no excuse at this point if anything else goes awry. So I'm asking again, Minister, when will that be addressed? My last question relates to the One Road Authority and what is the government's concept of the One Road Authority in terms of how you will budget and how you will regulate. Are you seeing the One Road Authority as a regulatory body that will have oversight and monitoring and make sure we're keeping the standards? Or are we seeing the One Road Authority as a central body that will be the implementers? Is it that we will no longer be utilizing the parish councils and the municipalities to do roads? What is your concept of the One Road Authority so that we are fully aware of what the debate is going to be and how we will position ourselves to respond?
That's it. Thank you very much, member. So at the beginning of the Spark process, we would have engaged with the National Water Commission and asked them to do an initial assessment and tell us which roads need water line. So they would have given us would have given them the list of roads, and they would have said to us, this one needs water line, etc. What has happened though is that over time, some roads that have needed that were never assessed as needing water line, need water line. I don't know about your specific case about a community having water and now doesn't have water. And that's something that I'm happy that you raised. I will also raise it with the National Water Commission and NWA to see how quickly we can resolve that problem. The cost per kilometer under the Spark program is $50 million. It does not just include lane of asphalt, it includes drainage. It doesn't include water line. It includes water line.
No, I asked specifically about the 1 kilometer of road, excluding laying of pipes and drainage.
No, but drainage is a part of the program. You cannot exclude it. I can exclude pipes. So
No, because drains might vary. V
but I'm
drain,
saying
U drain, whatever.
the
I'm
average-
asking about just the asphalted
cost.
concrete average cost.
The average cost per kilometer on the Spark to build a road, excluding water line, is $50 million. As it relates to breakaway, there are many of those, and we're trying to prioritize as much as possible based on budget. I will have to admit to you that I don't have the budget to fix all the breakaways that are there, and everyone perceives their breakaway to be the worst. So we're trying our best to see how we can prioritize. The One Road Authority is going to be a regulator for all roads and an implementer for national roads, and an enforcer of standards. It is not contemplated that the One Road Authority is going to undermine the parish councils. As a matter of fact, for the municipal corporations, we're going to have to work with the municipal corporations to help them to manage in terms from a standards and regulatory perspective.
I would hope that, Minister, I would hope it will be more than just help to manage regulation and provide standards, upgrade, and to make sure that they're meeting standards, but that you're going to provide some budgetary support to make sure that it's local government and it's local government, but it is also part of the one road you are talking about. And if the municipalities are going to be in a position to be able to do the kind of roads that are required to meet the standards we speak of, then we will have to. I'm imploring you.
We're going to be starting consultations
because that's where the
soon.
community roads are, right?
We're going to be starting consultations very soon. I'm working with Minister Mackenzie on that, and we're going to be speaking to our municipal corporations all across the island to outline to them what we're doing. So you will definitely hear more, especially when it comes to Parliament, with the policy and the legislation.
You can't stop me from
Thank you very much.
We now put the head 1900 through to 19. Sorry. Let's take head 1900. Those in favor? Those against? Ayes have it. 19,000 C. Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure. $19,000 Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development, pages 1 to 17. Those in favor? Those against? Ayes have it. 19,000 C. Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development, capital. Pages 1 to 32. Those in favor? Those against? Ayes have it. 1900.
19,047.
19,047. National Land Agency, pages 1 to 8. Those in favor? Those against? 19,048. National Environment and Planning Agency, pages 1 to 9. Those in favor? Aye. Those against? Ayes have it. 19,050. National Work Agency, pages 1 to 8. Those in favor? Those against? The ayes have it.
Thank you, Chair, and thank the ministers and thank the technical team from the Ministry of Economic Growth and Infrastructure Development. Chair, we will now invite the Ministry of National Security and Peace to take the center. We have a procedural matter. Oh, okay. So, Ministry of National Security and Peace. And we ask the Ministry of, well, let's deal with this.
Angela. Oh. Angela. Please get everything you want down there. About three prime ministers actually. About the former prime minister and the present prime minister. No, we're not gonna do it. If it's lucky man in the business. How you doing? Alright? Go it up. Yeah, right. Anyway, not telling you. Dayton. Yeah. Wake up. Dayton. I think a computer about New York School. Oh, the equipment that thing and start to work. That is like a match. You won't belong it. No. The first one, pitch, you have to prepare for pitch. We're going on the corner first, you know. We're going on the committee first. We just went at it.
Ministry of National Security. The Ministry of National Security is before us.
Yeah, we're going to go though.
Chairman, it is the Ministry of National Security and Peace. It is led by Minister Horace Chang and supported by Minister of State Juliet Cuthbert Flynn. There is a procedural matter, Chair. So we convene the Ministry of National Security so that we can take the procedural matter, which I will outline now. The Ministry of National Security also treats